Hey there everyone, welcome to Violet's Dream Tarot. So this is going to be the November general predictions reading. I will also be doing a love predictions reading for November, and that will be the next video that I film and release. So this is just general predictions. Love might come up, but it also might not. I'm not putting any kind of focus on what I'm asking the cards. I'm just seeing what's going to be important for you in November, what's going to be happening, etc. As always, I want to say a really big thank you to all of my patrons, including Alex, Alexandra, Kat, Ashley, Jeanette and Kelly. Thank you so much for all of your support. Thank you as well to everyone who has donated to the channel, whether that's on my Etsy tips jar, my PayPal link, my Amazon wishlist. Thank you so much. I do actually have 2 new decks to use on the channel now, but the second one, I only got that one yesterday, and I think that will work really well for the love reading that I'm going to be filming next. So I'm not using that one in this video. I am, however, using the beautiful Wild Wisdom of the Faery Oracle, which is the one that I got a few days ago. And I want to say such a big thank you to whoever sent this to me. I didn't get a name sent in the post with it, so I'm not sure who sent it to me, but thank you so much for that. It was so kind of you. And please, if you are watching this video, please let me know in the comments below who you are, if you sent this, because I want to say thank you to you properly. I did put out a few messages on my social media to see if maybe you followed me, to see if I could find out what your name was, but if you're watching this video, please let me know who you are, because I want to say a proper thank you to you, and give your name a shout out as well. But thank you so much. I'm really excited to use those cards in today's video. So as you can see, I've gone with a bit of a darker theme on my characters today. The Harry Potter characters seem to be really popular with you guys. So let's take a look at them. Just think to yourself, what is happening for me in November? What's coming up for me in November? So pile 1 will be Bellatrix, Lestrange and the Deviant Moon Tarot. Pile 2 is Scabbers, or Peter Pettigrew, and the Dark Mansion Tarot. This is actually a lip balm. It's really cute. And pile 3 is Lord Voldemort and the Halloween Tarot. So whichever character or card pile is really calling out to you is going to be your reading. You might find that you feel really drawn to more than one pile, in which case it's likely that you'll resonate with about half of each pile, but that's fine. As always, this is not a private reading. This is just a general reading on YouTube, so please do just take what resonates and leave what doesn't. Also, if you need more time, pause the video, that's absolutely fine. I would also say don't go with the character that you like the most. So just because you really love Voldemort or you think Scabbers looks really cute here, don't just pick that. Pick whichever one you are feeling intuitively pulled towards, because that will give you the most accurate reading. Okay, so when you're ready, I'm going to start with pile number 1. Hi Group 1, if you chose Bellatrix, Lestrange and the Deviant Moon Tarot, then this is going to be your reading. Let's take a look at what the cards have to say. Also, if you're new to the channel, welcome. Please feel free to subscribe and join this lovely family that we have growing on this channel. Also like this video if you enjoy it. Make sure as well that you stick around and get your full reading, because when I've done all the cards on the channel, we also do charms and dice as well. So there's lots to get through all the time. So Group 1, November predictions. Can't believe I'm saying November predictions. It's so crazy. Okay. Okay, so we've got the Hanged Man there. It's your first card. Ace of Wands. Queen of Cups and 7 of Cups. Okay, interesting. There's quite a varied vibe going on there. So what I can see is that you've been feeling a little bit stuck, or you've been taking some time to really think through what you want to do. And I kind of get the sense that you've also been daydreaming a little bit, or that you're going to start daydreaming about the future in November. It kind of feels like you're spending a long time, especially if the nights are getting darker for you, if you're in the Northern Hemisphere, just kind of dreaming, you know, thinking about what next year is going to be like, thinking maybe about what Christmas is going to be like, maybe even thinking like what 5 years in the future is going to be like. It seems like you're dreaming a lot about your future life. And I think some of you as well, and this is quite a specific message, so this might not be for all of you, Some of you are specifically dreaming about being pregnant and having children in the future. So you might be thinking about, you know, getting married in the future. Even if you don't have a partner right now, you're dreaming about that and you're wondering what it will be like, what kind of a parent you're going to be, what kind of a wife or a husband you will be, you know, what that future partner will be like for you. I feel like there's a lot of daydreaming going on about this kind of future milestone life, or if you have kids already, what they'll be like when they're older, you know, things like that. Because we've got this Ace of Wands and Queen of Cups, and this Ace of Wands in particular, she's holding a little baby in a pea pod. So this does feel like she is, you know, ready for this new future. So that's the kind of message that I'm getting from the tarot cards, but I want to see what the oracle cards have to say, because it just feels very dreamy, and maybe like an awful lot is not happening for you. Let's see. Wishing well in reverse. Yes, that makes sense. Number 48. Interesting. So this is like a tiny bit of a cautionary message for you, group 1. I would say don't spend your life dreaming and forget to actually live your life. And dreaming is definitely not a bad thing. I mean, I love daydreaming. I love spending time in my head just thinking up whole worlds and thinking up the future and dreaming up plans to do things. But it almost feels like you're spending so much time in your head that you're not really participating in day-to-day life as much. Maybe because the fantasy is so much better than the reality, which it always is. Don't let pride get in your way. Full moon in Leo. Now that is interesting as well. It makes me wonder if you're worried that you might do something wrong, or you might slip up if you try doing things in the real world at this time. Maybe you feel like you don't have the energy or the focus to be able to get stuff done, and so you're kind of in a way self-sabotaging because you're not letting yourself do anything because you feel like if you do then you're just going to mess up. So don't let pride get in your way. I should have mentioned as well, I am seeing Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, and now Leo as well represented in this reading. Okay, so from the lovely new Faery Oracle, we've got the Grail Fairy, number 25. Fertility, the return of life, health, and life cycles. Yes, what I was talking about, you thinking of the next big milestone, and a lot of you really wanting to get pregnant or dreaming about what it would be like to get pregnant or to have children. There's this deep feeling here that you're dreaming a lot and that you're really focused on that. And yeah, with this health and life cycles and the return of life, it feels like maybe you are towards the end of the month going to wake up and be like, oh look, I need to be getting this stuff done. I can't spend all this time in my daydreams. And hopefully these daydreams will motivate you to work towards that in your real life. But the health and life cycles is interesting as well. I feel like a lot of you are or have maybe been suffering with your health recently. That could be physical, mental, emotional. You know, maybe even in a spiritual sense, you've just been feeling like life is lacking in some way, that Four of Cups energy. And I feel as though this daydreaming is meant to be a distraction from that. But I do see you getting healthier and more on an even keel in this month. Okay, then you've got 2 of these gorgeous Believe in Your Own Magic cards. 40, Morning, the world awaits you. Yes, this is the energy that I get. You've got to be waking up and being excited for your real life and not just to spend time in your daydreams. You know, every day is the opportunity to do something new. It's the opportunity to learn something new, to talk to people, to share ideas with people. And yet at the same time, you kind of get the sense that this girl is still asleep, or she is still attached to her dreaming world, because obviously she's living underwater like this, underwater, really connected to the subconscious. So yeah, really interesting that you've got that card. And then you also got Castle, number 30. It's time for healing, not war. So that's super interesting as well. Maybe some of you have been hurt recently, and the daydream is a way to overcome trauma or to disassociate yourself from what's been going on in life for you, maybe to do with physical health or to do with being, as I said, hurt by someone, betrayed by someone, maybe feeling like you've lost everything, because this is a very devastation oriented card. But what's important is to focus on the healing and not on the feelings that you have towards the situation or the person that's caused it. Really interesting. There's a lot of kind of deep feelings going on for you, group 1, at this time. Then you have Blossoming Abundance in the reverse, number 3. Let's also get you a work affirmation card. Bravery. Congratulations, you are being awarded a hearty dose of bravery to be applied to any nerve-wracking situation that requires boldness, brashness, or balls. Bravery is the battering ram that will knock down any limitations your mind has built. Bravery is the shield that will protect you from thoughts of, what if it doesn't go well? Bravery is the steed you will ride through the fields of, go for it, try it, and it's better if you just ask for it. Bravery is even the excited army that will cheer you on. But you're the one who has to walk back and forth on a horse and make a long speech. Sorry. So again, it's about being brave enough to engage with what's really going on rather than what you wish was going on in your life situation at this moment. I just want to see what Blossoming Abundance in the reverse is going to say, but I kind of get the feeling that it's about what I was saying with the similar like 4 of Cups energy. Like, you just feel as though there's no opportunity in your life right now. You feel as though there's not a lot happening for you. Kind of again, this energy that I'm getting with the Ruined City. Yeah, this card reversed reveals a potential decrease in money, with the coins falling from the garden out of sight. Sometimes when you receive this card, it may feel as though cash is slipping through your fingers like water. While this might seem like an ongoing state of affairs, you can still turn things round. Be very conscious and responsible where money issues are concerned. Take action to plant new seeds and nurture your financial garden with patience and clarity. This cycle will end and you will, in time, enjoy the fruits of your labour. So I get the feeling that it's not just about money, actually. I feel like for a lot of you, it's more about life opportunities and, you know, just feeling like life is not what you want it to be at this time. But for some of you, definitely, especially with spending towards the holidays, there is already worries about money. Some of you may have lost jobs recently. Some of you may even have lost your home or be on the verge of that. You know, I do get this overwhelming sense of worry from you, but it's not happening in your head, it's happening in your heart. Like, there's genuine worry in your heart. And I thought it was interesting how that guidebook ended with the words, fruits of your labor. Because again, it feels like you are just wishing that there is this better future out there for you where you're going to be a mother, or you're going to be a father, or a wife, or a husband, etc. You're imagining the perfect life. Or maybe you wish that you could provide more for your children if you already have children. But I think that's a nice message that this will happen in the future. You've just got to get your brain in gear right now and get motivated to do something. Then we have a leg up, number 34. So definitely, yes, I feel as though you need that little bit more motivation in this month. You need that little bit of encouragement to get going or to get started with something. Maybe a certain friend or mentor, could be someone at work, might give you some help or some advice in this month that will just remind you, yeah, this is what I need to be doing. Okay, your affirmation is be open. I am open to new possibilities. I welcome new beginnings. Yes, it feels like a lot of you are disillusioned and you worry that there are no new possibilities, there are no new beginnings. So it's really about having that open mindset. As I said, like this girl waking up every morning and feeling this is a day where I can change things, or this is a day where I can do my best. Okay, and then your Edgar Allan Poe card is the King of Spades, which would be the King of Swords. It says, it is with literature as with law or empire. An established name is an estate in tenure or a throne in possession. So I'll read it again. It is with literature as with law or empire. An established name is an estate in tenure or a throne in possession. So I feel as though this is saying that you're kind of feeling disillusioned with society. You're kind of feeling like people in authority or people who have more than you or people who are in a higher position to you are somehow lucky or blessed or gifted and like they haven't worked hard to get there. And that may be the case for some people, but I feel as though by focusing on that, you're focusing on the wrong things. So if you have been feeling like internally you're taking things out on your boss or, you know, parents or other family members that might have more money than you, or friends that have more money than you, or have a secure job when you don't, you know, I feel as though you're putting your anger or you're putting your energy in the wrong place when you focus on that. So this is just about redirecting that and choosing to put all of that energy and that anger or sadness or aggression into something constructive and using it to push you forward. So let's get your charms on top, group 1. Just a quick disclaimer before I start shuffling: if you have the volume turned up loud, or you don't like the sound of the charms, or you're wearing headphones, you might just want to turn it down for a few moments while I shuffle, because they can be a little bit loud. A lot of them are metal and the tin is metal. So group 1, November predictions. Interesting. Okay, straight away I'm being drawn to the weight charm. So there is this burden that you're carrying, and I feel like, again, it is this feeling not good enough, feeling like you don't have enough. I'm seeing the mouse on the ruble there, so that is again concerns about money. Some of you trying really hard to save money. This may be towards a certain goal, like you want to save enough to put a deposit on a house, or it may literally be you're just trying to save in general, like trying to cut down on your spending. I see as well that some of you think other people are a lot better than you. And this is what I was talking about earlier. This charm is about putting people or things on a pedestal. So again, it feels like you're comparing yourself a lot to other people, which just isn't helpful. And it's kind of causing you to feel like you just want to stay in your own head or in your own space, because we've got that fortress charm there, which is about shutting people out. So I think the best thing to do would be to talk to people. You've got the growth charm there, which is really nice. And as I said, I do feel like towards the end of this month, you are going to come out of this situation. There's the release charm, letting things go, maybe changing your expectations. You've got a bit of Father Christmas there. Unfortunately, that charm did break in the tin. So that's about winter time, things changing for you around winter time. Of course, obviously money worries associated with wintertime. You've got a change in direction here, so again, choosing to do something differently or to follow a different path. The cookie jar is quite nice here as well, because that's telling you to take care of yourself, to treat yourself in some way. Obviously, you may not be able to treat yourself financially by booking a holiday or a massage or something, but you can still do little things for yourself, like making a hot drink, having a bath, you know, just small things that for you are treats or a way to pamper yourself or a way to just pull yourself out of that situation just for a few minutes. You know, those are the things that you need to be focusing on as well. You've also got the Norse goddess Freya coming out for you here. So Freya is the goddess of love and beauty, and I think also relationships as well. But I'm sure she's also attached to a lot of other things. But Freya wants to work with you. She is coming out as one of your patron gods in this month. You've got the manta ray, that's about going with the flow, just doing what you feel comfortable with, not forcing yourself to change before you're ready, but still keeping in mind that maybe what you're doing right now isn't the best course of action. So being gentle with yourself, but just kind of coaxing yourself gently out of your comfort zone. And then your last charm is a key, which again indicates you will find a solution to this. You will bring this situation to a happy close. But it's got the Triskelion on it, so that is indicating that Manannán, one of my patron gods, the Celtic god of the sea, wants to give you a message. So he is also coming out for you in this month, which is quite interesting because, as I said, we've got a lot of water energy coming out in this reading. We've also got this girl who is like living in an underwater world, and then the Grail Fairy is standing in this water. So it's quite interesting that this is coming out for you, group 1. But let's just see what he wants to tell you. So I'll be using my handmade Manannán oracle cards. Ooh, Wow, that really flew. Okay, and this is Changing Tide. So literally exactly what this charm is about, which is changing direction. Changing tide. Things are going to change for you. It's not going to be like this forever. Please know that there are going to be new opportunities coming your way, even if you can't see them or even fathom that they would happen at this time. Things are going to change for you. Things are going to get better. And I think it all starts with your mindset and just gently coaxing yourself to think a different way, to do things slightly differently. You know, it's all about these little changes rather than trying to completely change your life overnight. So let's get your dice on top as well, Group 1. I love that you got that message. Okay, so we're rolling the second set of dice for you, which is the original dice. They look like this. And we're rolling 8 of them for you today, so plenty of dice. That's nearly all of them. Interesting. So we've got divine timing playing a part in your month ahead. So it does feel like things are going to change in divine timing. Look at this, you guys. That's quite incredible. I mean, this is my charm that I use for saying that you need to take a new direction or you need to change something about what you're doing. Whereas this for me is the Wheel of Fortune. So your luck is going to change. Things are going to improve for the better. And I think it does happen when you start to slightly change what you're doing. As I said before, we've got new abundance coming in. This is like my Ace of Cups dice, but I also get like overwhelming emotions a bit with this dice as well. So that resonates with what we've been seeing in the cards so far. Some of you may be born in the year of the sheep as well. And I feel again, it's like you feel different from other people. You don't feel like you're part of the flock at the moment because maybe your friends haven't been made redundant and you have, or your friends don't seem to be struggling with the same problems that you are. So we definitely get this sense that you feel a bit like an outsider, a bit like an alien at this time, like you're on the outside looking in. But you have this beautiful eye on the Be Open card, so that's all about, you know, seeing things clearly, seeing new possibilities, literally being open, you know, to these new things coming in. Then we have the World dice, so again, this sense of completion. Some of you, there may be possible travel or connections with people in other countries or cultures in this month. I just definitely get this sense that things are going to come to a close. There's going to be a change for you towards the end of November. And of course, this beautiful magic wand. So things just happening as if by magic, like the magician, the Ace of Wands, this new beginning. Of course, the Ace of Wands. One wand. Yes, this new change, new beginning. Suddenly you feel more ready or more able energetically to get involved in life and to start changing what you're doing. So I hope this was helpful, Group 1, and I hope it was also motivating, because I get the sense that some of you already feel like this, and you know, being told that it is going to continue a little bit into the next month is not very heartening, but hopefully you feel encouraged by the messages that you've heard today. So I would love it if you would give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Do subscribe to my channel if you haven't already to get more videos and notifications of when they come out. Also, please leave me a comment below and let me know how it resonated with you, because I would love to hear, you know, how this fits with your situation, what you're feeling right now, etc. And if you would like to help out the channel in any way, then I have lots of links in the description box as to how you can do that. So I have an Instagram page now for the channel where I'm trying to post cards every day, like daily prediction cards. I also have a PayPal link for tips and donations to help me keep doing these videos. And I have my Amazon wish list, of course, which got me these lovely new cards today. Thank you so much again to whoever it was that sent me those. And those have got you know, other tarot and oracle decks on there that I would really love to get for the channel. So please do feel free to check that out. I have my Patreon page as well, where you get monthly rewards in return for showing your support for the channel. Thank you to everyone who's donated in whatever way that you can. And also I've got my Etsy page. So at the moment I'm not offering many readings just because of personal reasons. I'm not really able to do that. I am trying to get a few done at the weekend, but this isn't always possible. So I am still offering angel healing sessions, and there are a few mini readings there, like pulling 6 of these affirmation cards for you and also doing a Wheel of Wisdom spin, other things like that. So there may still be something there that interests you if you want to go and check it out. But yeah, that's what I'm doing at this time. Thank you to everyone who's been very understanding, very kind about that, and have a lovely rest of your day, Group 1, and a lovely month ahead, and I'll see you again soon. Bye bye, take care. Hi there, Group 2. If you chose Scabbers and the Dark Mansion Tarot, then this is your reading. So let's see what the cards want to tell you. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please do consider subscribing and liking this video if you enjoy it. Also make sure you stick around and get your full reading, because when I've put all the cards out on the mat, I'm then going to put charms and dice on top as well. So there's always a lot to get through in my videos. So Group 2. November predictions. Honestly, so crazy to me that we're doing November predictions. I mean, this year has just flown by for me. I feel like I say that in every video. Okay, so there's our cards for today. So we've got the 7 of Wands, Death, Justice, the Hierophant. Lots of major arcana cards for you today. The High Priestess. Wow. The Moon. And 9 of Swords. So an incredible amount of major arcana cards which have all come out together. I'm really drawn to the fact that the Hierophant and the High Priestess are kind of together in the center of this reading. So I am seeing Taurus, Scorpio, and Libra energies, as well as Pisces as well. So that's what I'm seeing so far in the reading. I do get the sense that there's a lot on your mind at this moment, Group 2. I'm feeling that there's a lot of worry here. This may be about finances, you know, with us getting closer to the holidays. This was a theme in Group 1's reading as well. People starting to worry about how they're going to afford things, especially if they've been made redundant, or if they have had to cut back on other things, or they've had a cut in their pay. So I really feel like this is going to be quite a common theme as we get closer to the end of the year. But it also feels like a lot of you have just really gone inwards over this time, and you've really used this as a time to connect with your spirituality, but now it feels like you're struggling almost to fit back in to our world, because it's like you've spent so much time learning about yourself, you've spent so much time connecting with the spirit world and, you know, developing yourself spiritually, that now you almost feel like you no longer fit in the material world, in the physical world. And I think that's quite a common thing to experience for anyone who's on any kind of spiritual journey. Once you start to get deeper on that path, you start to feel more of a disconnect between yourself and the people around you who just don't have any kind of spiritual life. Or, you know, when you start to see all of the injustice in the world, or you start to see how things could be different if everyone was awakened and everyone was, you know, working towards the higher good and the evolution of everyone. And that can be quite depressing sometimes. So that may be where this disconnect is coming for you, and where all this worry is coming from, because I feel as though you are very much in the mind, you're very much in the spirit sense, but you're just not feeling it when it comes to the physical world. I don't want to call it the real world, because they're both equally real, but the physical world. It almost feels like people don't understand why you're feeling like this, because I get the sense that some of you have had to justify yourself when you've said that you're feeling depressed, or you're feeling low, or you're struggling to connect with friends, etc. Some of you might feel like you've been kind of ghosted by some friends recently, or left behind by people. It feels as though you've had to justify yourself, or like people have just not been able to understand why you feel the way that you do. So now it's like you're looking for people who are on the same wavelength as you. So I'm super interested to see what your oracle cards have to say, but definitely get a lot of worry coming through in your mind here. Encouragement in the reverse, number 54. So obviously that seems, what was I going to say, quite relevant, you know. Feels as though you have not been being encouraged to follow your spiritual path, or that people have not been on board with what you wanted to do, group 2. You and your loved ones are safe, new moon in Cancer. So that's actually quite nice. Cancer energy coming through now as well. This just makes me feel like regardless of the different views that you might have or the differences in opinion, you can still get along with your family and friends. You know, there's no need to disconnect from everyone who is not spiritual or who is not awakened, because all that does is further isolate yourself and kind of further isolate the spiritual community as well, because then we're not able to influence people in any way. So I feel as though you should still be there for people even if they can't understand this side of yourself. I think it's important that you have those people around you that you care about. Feather, yes, number 26. Think first before you judge. So this is about kind of when we try to lift someone up, or when we have the intention of lifting people up, but we accidentally end up pushing them down because we judge them. And so I'm not saying that you do this, but I'm saying that this is something that's quite easy to do without realizing it. So you might see this in the people around you, or you might also notice it in yourself, that you want to help someone, or you want to encourage someone to follow a spiritual path, or to learn more about that side of themselves, or to quote unquote better themselves in some way. But you just can't stop internally judging them as well for the decisions that they've made or the reason why they're in their current position. So this may also be affecting your friendships. For example, if you, as I've said, has become really spiritual recently and the people around you just haven't, it may be that you just cannot see why they aren't doing that, and then that leads you to think about them differently. So this is saying, you know, if you want to lift everyone up, you've got to keep that as your intention, and you've got to try and put the whys and the what ifs and the wherefores to the side, and try and be this vessel for spiritual energy. But I admit it can be difficult sometimes when people seem to be in a self-destructive cycle and you're trying to give them all the advice and support that they need, but equally they're just keeping on doing things that is taking them further down a destructive path. Even though they're taking in your advice, it's like going in one ear and out the other, and it's hard to be there for people who keep doing that. So then we have Cry for Nature, number 8. Mourning for something sacred which seems lost. And yes, it's definitely what I'm getting for you. You feel like you just don't fit in anymore in this world. You feel like everything has just become very grey for you. I feel like a lot of you live in cities and you really yearn to get back to nature, or you long to be able to walk near the sea or in a park or in fresh air, in the forest, in the woods, in the mountains, and everything that's around you is just grey and man-made and, you know, metal or concrete, and I think you're finding it really difficult to cope with, and this may also be interfering with your sleep. Some of you are not sleeping right. Some of you are just kind of not able to concentrate in the day-to-day because you just haven't been getting that spiritual nutrition that you need. So now I'm really being drawn back to the Justice card. Like, I thought at first that was just about trying to be the best kind of person and not trying to put other people down or get in other people's way, even if your own rational mind is judging in some way. But I feel as well that it's also about trying to balance you and balance your energy. So then we have number 49, Angel of Love, in the reverse. So it feels like some of you are struggling to love. And I don't mean that, again, in a negative way, because I feel as though you've almost given away so much of that energy. You've depleted a lot of your resources of love, and you feel like you've been helping someone or loving someone who just in some ways didn't deserve it, because they were taking your advice, or they were taking your love, or they were taking your support, and then they just weren't putting it into action, and so you felt frustrated with them. I think also as well, some of you have recently suffered a breakup, or you have pulled away from a friend, or you found that a friend has, as I said before, ghosted you, or just not shown you the support and care that you need. Some of you have been through some quite toxic relationships as well, and I feel like this may have triggered you to follow down the spiritual path. It just all seems to be interconnected, like the loss of love or the emptiness of the heart space, and then feeling like you're struggling to fit in with this world again. It's really, really interesting, group 2. Okay, then you have 2 of these Affirmators at Work cards. So you have networking. It says, ooh, it's that magical, mystical word, networking, with the magical, mystical power of expanding your horizons, boosting your potential, and filling your inbox with LinkedIn requests. Consider this a vote of confidence in your ability to network. You have a lot to offer the world, but if you're offering it to the same small circle, you're shortchanging the rest of us and yourself. Embrace this part of the grown-up game and choose to make it an adventure. You never know which of those LinkedIn thumbnails will turn out to be a picture of your new business partner or a happy hour buddy. So I think that's nice as well. I feel really that some of you have been let down by a friend or a group of friends, and so now is the time to try and expand your social circle. But I do equally feel like a lot of you just don't feel you can. Like there is a lack of energy here, a lack of momentum. It's like a really strong feeling of inertia that I'm getting for this group, because you just feel like, what's the point? What is the point of putting myself into this world where people are just sucking my energy, or people are just so low vibrational, or they just can't comprehend anything higher than their material existence, and that's really been getting you down. So I completely understand group 2, but I think you are being encouraged to try and expand your social circle a little bit, even if it's on a purely professional level. And then we also have ego. When my selfish ego rears its ugly, screaming little head, I calmly toss it a Xanax and ask it to leave me alone. I'm a big, generous person, and in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter if someone else gets credit for my idea. Because at the end of the day, when you really stop and think about it, the idea might end up being bad, and then they'll have to take the fall. So there. Okay, I feel like this is kind of connected to this card. Some of you may have had struggles at work with people passing off your work as their own. But I feel for the most part, this is about trying to just put the ego to one side, or trying to put the judgment or the what you would have done to one side, and just let people be for a way. You know, it's kind of like, just leave them alone. Yes, they might need your support, but if they're not prepared to take it, then there's nothing you can do. That's honestly what I feel like telling you, group 2. It's like you've been too kind or too generous, and now you just need to put your energy elsewhere, because you've kind of been throwing this loving energy into a black hole. Flexible, number 19. Yes, so being adaptable, changing, opening to new environments. Let's get you an affirmation card. Okay, yes. So your affirmation is regenerate, group 2. While I dream, I clear my mind of all negativity and my spirit is refreshed. And that is what you need. You need this regeneration. You need to refresh your energy, because you have been thoroughly depleted by a person or a group of people or an entire situation, and you need to get back to being you. Whoa, this is super interesting. You've actually got the same Edgar Allan Poe card as group 1, and that is the King of Spades, which would be the King of Swords. So it says, it is with literature as with law or empire. An established name is an estate in tenure or a throne in possession. So if I say it again, it is with literature as with law or empire. An established name is an estate in tenure or a throne in possession. And how I interpreted this with group 1 is that it was about pushing back against authority. And I do feel it's kind of like this with you as well, because there is this energy here where we've got all these people in different high profile positions in society, and it feels like you're just disillusioned with that. You feel like the people who are in charge just don't understand, the people who are in charge don't have people's highest good in mind, and you just want the whole world to have a shake-up, or you want the whole thing to change. And that's honestly what I'm seeing here, is that you're just really longing for some kind of massive scale change, and you know that it can't happen overnight, or it can't happen all in one go. So I completely understand group 2. I completely get that. That's what I'm seeing for your energy. It's very complex this week. Normally my group 3s are the most complex, but it feels like for now you're going through a lot of things, and you're really trying to process and understand a lot of quite complex feelings and concepts. So I completely get you, group 2. So I'm going to do your charms now, and then I will do your dice. But just a quick disclaimer before I start shuffling the charms: if you have the volume turned up really loud, or you don't like the sound of the charms, or you have your headphones in, you might want to turn it down just while I shuffle them for a couple of seconds, because it can be a little bit loud. So group 2, predictions for November. So this charm fell out while I was shuffling, and that is the Kuan Yin charm. So some of you are really connected to Kuan Yin. She's coming out for all of you, group 2, as a patron goddess in this month. So she is working with you, and Kuan Yin is a goddess of compassion and love, unconditional love. So I feel like that is really what you need to focus on in this month, is just working on yourself and doing what's right for you, but also reminding yourself that no matter what you feel about someone, it's important to act towards them with love, you know, even if they're frustrating, even if they annoy you, even if you don't like the choices they make and you just completely wish they would be different. Trying to be loving towards them is what's best. Then we have T, and Z. So T is definitely important for you in this month, because I only have 2 of each letter, and you've got both for T, but we've got Z as well. So those may be names, places, words that are important for you in this month. We've also got compatible hearts here, so it feels as though there is someone who is there for you, who really cares for you, and this could be a romantic connection, because we've also got the hummingbird, which indicates that love is in the air for some of you. But I feel like for others it's more like a good friend, someone who is just there to hear you vent or to hear you rant, you know, someone who is there, just always there for you when you need them. I definitely get that you're being guided as well. There is a strong connection to your spirit guides here. For some of you, you are working with your ancestors in this month. You're being told to have hope for the future. You're not always going to feel stuck like this, because I really get that you feel so frustrated, like you feel trapped in this situation. You don't know how to change this person or this entire situation, and it's really getting you down. So I think it's important that you just look after yourself. We've got the muffin, which for me is a symbol of just doing something nice for you, you know, taking care of yourself, pampering yourself. And you also have the fortress charm, which indicates spending some time alone or shutting people out, whether that is everyone or just certain people. It feels like this is maybe what is needed for a little while. Listen to your inner wisdom. I really get that this is a strongly spiritual group. Some of you are Buddhists, some of you are just pagan in general, but I really get this really deep, wise, spiritual, old soul energy. A lot of you have been here quite a lot of times before, in previous lifetimes. Definitely something or someone is trying to get your attention. I feel as though this is twofold. Firstly, I think that your guides and your ancestors have been trying to get your attention, but equally I think this is your body's cry for help. I mean, look at this picture and look at this picture. You know, it just really feels like you need to wake up and listen to what your body is telling you. I think you need to get better sleep. I think you need to prioritize eating well, drinking water, taking time off from social media. I think some of you need to just put your phone switched off in another room for an hour or so, or even 30 minutes, you know, just so that you are not tempted to get involved with that energy. A lot of you are empaths and are really, really sensitive to other people's energies, and you really take that on very easily, very strongly. And it's just time for this cleanse, as it says, regenerate in this month. You have got plenty of blessings on the way for you. So this time of regeneration and this quiet time of focusing on you is going to end with like a wave of new things, positive things coming your way. And we've also got this charm about material security. So there's a lot here about taking care of your home environment, maybe sprucing that up a little bit, making it feel more fresh, or even just feeling grateful for the security that you do have in a material sense. So let's get your dice on top as well. Group 2. Sorry, that's the wrong dice. Okay, so we're rolling number 4, which is the Looney Tunes dice. These ones. And we're rolling 3 of them for you today. So Group 2. Yeah, we've got the barn here, and for me this is all about storing up resources or storing up energy. So I really think it's important that you focus on this and that you focus on, as I said, building up some sleep, eating well, drinking water, taking time for you, replenishing your store of energy. We've got the Acme box, which says this way up. So this is all about the only way is up from here. You've hit a really low point and it's only going to get better from here once you take care of yourself. And then we have Roadrunner. So I don't know if this is you or if this is another person in your life, maybe the one that you've been feeling frustrated with. But when I think of Roadrunner, I think either of someone who is trying to rush through a process that can't be rushed. Like, for example, people just wish that healing would be over in a day or two, and that just can't happen. So therefore they're not doing the job properly, or they are trying to dodge an issue. Like, I think of Roadrunner, like, you know, running around and jumping out the way of things, and it feels like someone is doing that they are not fully facing up to an issue. They're not fully facing up to the truth of a situation because it scares them, or they don't want to admit responsibility for their choices or for their part in a situation turning out the way it did. So I do get that either you are the Roadrunner who is ignoring your body or your mind because you just want to keep on going, or there is this other person who is the Roadrunner who is just not facing up to the bad choices they've made and is putting blame on other people, or is just expecting things to work out on their own when they actually really need possibly professional help in some cases if there's addiction involved, or mental health issues, issues with debt I'm hearing as well for some of you. Or they just need like some kind of support to help them, but they're just not prepared to accept it yet, and you can't force them to do that before they're ready, unfortunately, as frustrating as that is. So this was quite a specific pile, Group 2. So I hope you enjoyed this. Thank you so much for watching. Please do consider subscribing and liking this video if you haven't already. Let me know as well in the comments how it resonated, because especially for this group, I'm really interested to know what's going on, how this resonated with you. This is so specific. So I would love to know, you know, how many of you chose this pile. If you would like to help out the channel in any way, thank you so much for wanting to do that. I have links in the description box as to how you can do that. So I've got an Instagram page for the channel that you can go ahead and follow if you want to get daily cards. I also have a PayPal link for tips and donations to help me keep doing these videos. I have my lovely tarot and oracle wish list over on Amazon, which is where these lovely cards came from. And quite a few actually of the cards that I've been using today have been donated by really lovely viewers. So I just want to say a big thank you to everyone who's done that, because it means a lot to me, and it has brought so much diversity to the cards that I use, and it's such a lovely surprise to get when I just go to my post box and there it is, and it's like, wow, you know, I wasn't expecting this. And you send some really lovely messages as well in the gift message section, so I really cherish those. So thank you to all of you that have done that. I also have my Patreon page where you can get monthly rewards in return for supporting the channel, and you can get to know me a little better over on there. You get exclusive content over there. And I have an Etsy page as well. At the moment, I'm not really offering private readings over there due to personal reasons. Thank you everyone who's been very kind and understanding about that. I am trying to open up to a few readings on the weekends, but in general that might not always be possible, so thank you for your understanding. I am still offering angel healing sessions, and there are a few mini readings there, like I'm offering Wheel of Wisdom spins to answer questions. And also there is an affirmation card pull where I pull 6 of these cards to answer one of your questions. So if any of that interests you, go ahead and check it out. I do have an ebook over there as well about tarot cards. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Have a lovely month ahead and a lovely rest of your day. And I'll see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care. Hi Group 3, if you chose Lord Voldemort and the Halloween Tarot, then this is your reading. So let's see what the cards have to say. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and liking this video if you enjoy it. And also stick around and get your full reading, because when I've put all of the cards out on the mat, I will be putting charms and dice on top as well. So make sure you get your full reading. We always have a lot to get through on the channel. So Group 3, November predictions. And I've said it in every pile. I just can't believe that I'm saying November predictions. This year has just gone by incredibly quickly and it's mind-blowing, honestly. I have to warn you as well, I don't think I'm going to be able to put the Halloween Tarot away after Halloween. I think I'm going to have to use it pretty much all year round because I absolutely love it. So we've got the Queen of Pumpkins, which is Queen of Pentacles. 7 of Pumpkins, 7 of Pentacles. 5 of Bats or 5 of Swords. 3 of Pumpkins, lots of Pentacles cards today. An Ace of Pumpkins, yeah. Okay, so strong earth energy with this pile. Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn coming through quite strongly here. It feels like you have been working hard, and this may be because you're studying, it may be because you want to just get a lot done at work, it may be that you're training for something new, or this could even be like a personal goal, like you might be training to run a marathon, or you know, you're learning a particular skill. It feels like you've been really focused and dedicated about something, Group 3, and what's coming up in the center of your reading that I'm being drawn to is the 5 of Bats. So it feels as though there have been people who have really not been on board with this, and it just seems really unfair and really unkind of these people. Like, it feels as though, for example, you've just been minding your own business, you've not been bragging about how you're training for this marathon and you're an incredible human being and all of this, and people... This may just be one person or it may be a few people in your life, but people, because they are jealous and because they feel like, oh, well, I could never do that, they want to put you down, and they've been saying, oh, why are you doing that? It's such a waste of your time. Do you think you're going to change the world? You know, it's all of this. It feels like people have been implying that you are attention seeking or that you want to be this incredible person when you're not, and that's not true, by the way. This is their own issue that's coming through, whereas I feel like this is something that you've just been quietly getting on with. Like, you've not been bothering anyone with this. I don't feel like you're someone who has been aggressively posting on social media about your 6 a.m. run of, you know, 8 kilometers or whatever. It feels as though you've just been quietly doing this in your own time, and when it's been brought up in conversation, people have put you down or people have made you feel bad about it. So I really don't want you to feel like that. For a lot of you, this is something creative because we've got 3 of Pumpkins there. But I feel as though this is something that's going to pay off for you. You've got the Ace of Pumpkins, which again keeps drawing my eye. And so I think that this is going to pay dividends. I just love all of the sweets in there. I love the happy smiley face here. Yeah, I feel like this is going to bring you some positivity, and this could be financial if it is, you know, you're writing a book or you're painting a lot and you're hoping to sell these paintings. It could be that you're going to raise a lot of money if you're running for charity. You know, you're really going to be proud of this in the end. So really do not let these people and their insecurities stop you from doing what you want to do, and stop you from feeling good about what you're doing as well. Because these people are joy suckers. Like, I really get the feeling that they are trying to make you feel bad about what you're doing, or make you not enjoy it anymore because you're so dwelling on their comments or the things that they've been saying. So really ignore these people. Like, these people are just jealous and they're talentless, and you know, they're not as great a person as you. Harsh words from me today. So we've got number 1, the Bone Collector, and this is such a good card for you, honestly. Group 3, let me just find exactly what it says in the guidebook, because the way it's worded really is in alignment with what I was just saying. Yeah. When the Bone Collector appears, she's asking you to look closely at your circumstances to see if you're fully present or reacting out of past conditioning and unconscious expectations. Whenever we're wounded, especially when we're young, it's as if something essential is stolen from us. We adapt and accept a particular version of the truth that then sets us up to behave a certain way in the future when faced with a situation that reminds us of the original event. You may feel unworthy or without courage. You may see yourself as flawed or unlovable or expect to be criticized. No matter what your question, the Bone Collector reminds you that the truth is that you are a powerful being with limitless possibilities. She has kept safe what was stolen from you in the wounding and is here for you as you reclaim it now. You have everything you believe you lack, and the Bone Collector is your inner resource. Act as if you have what you need, and you'll find you have it after all. Anything is possible. Really love that card. For some reason, I'm getting the feeling that some of you are earth element or wood element when it comes to the Chinese zodiac as well. So if you don't know about that, everyone gets an animal assigned to the year that they were born, but they also get an element along with that animal. So, for example, if you're born in the year of the dog, you might be a wood dog, but someone else would be a metal dog if they were born maybe like 12 years later. You know, there's wood, metal, fire, earth, and water. So definitely go and check out what year you were born in and what element that year was in the Chinese zodiac, because I feel like a lot of you are wood and earth. Look at the bigger picture, full moon in Sagittarius. Yeah, it definitely feels like you should stop focusing on the comments of these people or how you're feeling right now and remind yourself of the vision, of the goal here. You know, if someone's been making you feel bad for running, I don't know why I keep getting this example, just say to yourself, look, their approval is not why I'm doing this. You know, I'm doing this for a certain cause, or I'm doing this for myself, or I'm doing this because I've got this story inside me that I need to express, or I've got this desire to paint or to sing or to dance or whatever. You know, it's not to please these people. These people are completely irrelevant. Grey, number 37, endings are inevitable. Interesting. It feels like you are making your peace with something in this month. You are putting an end to something, and that could be a relationship. If people are getting you down, you know, you might be choosing to walk away from those people. It could be that you're completing this project and you kind of feel a bit cathartic about it, like, oh, I'm happy that I've done it, but at the same time it's sad not to have that to focus on anymore. Maybe some of you are really focused on the ending of the year. And just as I'm saying that, we've got number 9, broken heart. So some of you have been put down by romantic partners, or you've not had the best time of it romantically in this year, and you're hoping that next year will be better. I do feel like 2021, and for some reason 2022 is going to be your year. So not sure why I'm hearing that, especially 2022. But that's just pretty interesting. These are the gorgeous new Faery oracle cards. Light the darkness, number 14. Ancestors, ancestral line, generational shift. Yeah, some of you have been put down by relatives. You know, maybe your parents don't approve of what you're doing, or they don't understand why you would want to follow a certain line of work. Some of you have been doing your family tree recently. You found out a lot about that. I get the feeling that there is perhaps a generational pattern going on that has been causing people to be unhappy for a long time. This could be, you know, relationship related, like people getting into abusive relationships or perpetuating abuse, or just staying with people that they're not happy with. You know, there's this feeling that there is a generational pattern or cycle that needs to be broken by you, and that this is part of your destiny in this lifetime, is to break this pattern. So maybe that's what the endings are inevitable grey card is all about. But I definitely feel like you are starting to look with more positivity and more hope towards the next year. I feel like you've done a lot of healing with whatever this broken heart situation was, or possibly even the generational situation. You know, you are lighting the way into this new beginning. Really uplifting. Then your work affirmation card is imagination. So definitely feel like a lot of you are creative, or you're working on something creative. I treasure my imagination and I can conjure it up and use it at any time. My imagination helps me dream up creative solutions to complex problems that I wouldn't have thought of from inside this same old box. Like how to maybe get outside of this box. Anyone? Help? Yes, I feel like a lot of you feel kind of stilted by your family. You feel like your family or your friends or the environment that you're living in has stunted your creative growth. But definitely there's a lot of imagination for this group, and there's going to be a lot of fresh opportunity as this year comes to a close. Peace, number 23, definitely making your peace with something. And the tribe, number 8. Interesting how we've got the tribe and then we've got the generational problems card, or lighting the way through a generational issue. Maybe making your peace with something that your family has been going through. You being the person to break that. Then you have 2 affirmation cards for this month. You've got Awaken. I awake feeling energized and begin my day with gratitude. And Be Open. I am open to new possibilities. I welcome new beginnings. So yes, this feeling of closing out the year and being ready for these new changes, these new opportunities that are going to be coming your way, group 3. And then your Edgar Allan Poe playing card is the 6 of Spades, which is the 6 of Swords. So again, that feeling of moving away from something old into something better. So it says, a somber yet beautiful and peaceful gloom here pervaded all things. The shade of the trees fell heavily upon the water and seemed to bury itself therein, impregnating the depths of the element with darkness. So immediately I get the sense that, again, this is a very creative group. You have a way with words. You're able to really paint a vivid picture in someone's mind. And yeah, it does feel like this has not been your year, and next year is going to be. It's like there's been a very somber feeling this entire year, or there's been a very gloomy feeling here, but you are now lighting the way out of this darkness. I'll read it again. A somber yet beautiful and peaceful gloom here pervaded all things. The shade of the trees fell heavily upon the water and seemed to bury itself therein, impregnating the depths of the element with darkness. And it's interesting how we've been talking about the elements as well. And also we've got this peace card when it was talking about being peaceful. So it's super interesting. So group 3, I'm going to do your charms now and then your dice. If you have got the volume turned up really loud, or you don't like the sound of the charms, or you are wearing headphones, you might just want to turn it down while I shuffle, because it can be a little bit loud. So group 3, November predictions. Okay, so we've got a lot of lovely, lovely messages coming through already. You've got the winter charm with the snowflake, so definitely seems like winter is your time, or it's a time when something is going to change for you. You can see you've also got a creative symbol. So definitely what I was talking about with this being a creative group. We've got growth coming your way this month. And also the Hand of Fatima is telling you that you are protected from all negative energies in this time, and you've got 2 of these actually, so 2 hands of Fatima protecting you, and also this shield. So again, being protected, having this energy that's around you like a force field, stopping you from absorbing negative comments, stopping you from being you know, disheartened by other people, or discouraged by other people. You've also got the Canada charm. So some of you have connections to Canada. This is also a symbol of being really resilient, really strong through difficult times. Some of you have Cancer quite strongly in your chart. We've got the Cancer charm there. Again, I feel like some of you are quite empathetic, but you have been going through some healing. You're no longer absorbing these words and feelings that people are saying. You've actually got 2 of those starfish healing charms. We have got a worry thread, and it is wrapped around the spider web. So that indicates that you feel almost a little bit worried that things aren't going to change, but I'm promising you they are going to, because you've got so many messages here about positive things coming your way, you getting out of this dark period of your life and moving into something better. This whole project that you've been working on, this is something you've been doing for a long time, and it is now coming to the surface. It's nearly completed for you. You've nearly finished it, I feel. Good news is on its way. You've got the gorgeous little bell. It's really positive. You are going to get a message of love soon. So whether that is someone who is interested in you romantically, or someone who's just going to tell you how much you mean to them and how much they care about you, you have got that showing up in your reading. You've also got this charm about being alert. Curious as well, because I mentioned earlier that some of you might be born in the year of the dog, just by way of example. So that may actually be the case, that some of you are born in the year of the dog. But this is about being alert to things. So this may be about keeping your eyes open for future possibilities, because it's landed on that Be Open card. But I feel like it's almost saying that some of you by nature are very alert to other people's comments or other people's feelings. Like, you almost expect to be criticized, and that's something that needs to be changed, I think. You've got the past life relationship charm coming through. So this may also be related not just to a cycle in your family, but a cycle that you've perpetuated in previous lifetimes that is now coming to an end for you, that you're choosing to make your peace with, you know, put a final end to. And your last charm is this gorgeous charm that I'm sure a lot of you will really appreciate in this group. This is the little honeybee, and this is saying that sweet results will await when you've done this work. So there is going to be sweet rewards for all the hard work that you've put in, Group 3. So I'm really happy about that, because that's just a message that I think a lot of you really needed to hear. So let's get your dice on top as well. So Group 3. Okay, so I'm rolling the 3rd set of dice for you. That's the mystery dice, and they look like this. Okay, and I'm rolling 8 dice for you today, which is nearly all of them because there's only 9. Okay, Group 3. Okay, so yeah, I'm definitely getting this fear here, like you're afraid of putting something to an end, or you're afraid of making a change, because we've got the merry-go-round. And this again is making me think of being stuck in a situation or being in a repeating cycle. And with the fingerprint, that again makes me think that it's to do with the family, or it's to do with the way you've grown up. You know, it makes me think of those connections to people who are similar to you, at least in a biological sense. So there is some kind of family thing that is keeping you trapped here. We've got handcuffs as well. It really feels like in the past you felt as though your hands were tied, or like you had to appease certain people, or you had to act a certain way to please people, and that's just not who you are now. You know, I think that you've remained silent for too long, and you've actually kind of had the patience of a saint with everything that's been going on, Group 3, but I feel like this is now your time. Like, you know, no more are you going to be like this. We've got the hope dice telling you to be hopeful for the future. We've also got the siren, which is like alarm bells ringing. You know, something is trying to get your attention to say, look, this is what you need to do, or this is how you need to do something a bit differently. And I think you finally had that awakening, or you certainly are going to as you go into November. And then we have the missing person, or the wanted poster. So this is kind of making me think, not that there's someone missing from your life, or like you're searching for someone, but almost like you are trying to evolve into this different version of you. Like you're trying to evolve into a quote unquote better version of yourself. And this is all about searching for this new life. And I do think you will find it. Again, for some reason, 2022 is coming across as your year. But I think also that 2021 is going to bring in a lot of new opportunities for you as well. So I hope this has been encouraging reading. I hope you enjoyed this group 3. It definitely looks like a month where a lot of growth is going to happen, a lot of benefit is going to come towards you, and you just need to keep doing whatever it is you're doing that you're trying to bring to a close. So I really hope you enjoyed this. Please do consider subscribing and giving this video a big thumbs up if you enjoyed it. Also, let me know in the comments what's going on for you. I'm really interested to know what this project is, or what it is that you've been through recently that you're finally overcoming. Really interested to hear from group 3. And if you'd like to help out the channel in any way, of course, there are plenty of ways to do that, all linked in the description box. So we've got an Instagram page for the channel now if you want to go ahead and follow that. There are daily cards on there that I'm trying to post every single day. I'm not quite managing every day because sometimes things do get on top of me, but I am managing pretty much every day to post a card on there. I also have a PayPal link for tips and donations to help me to do this channel and to keep making these videos. I have a Patreon page where you get monthly rewards and exclusive content in return for supporting the channel. You also get to know me a little bit better. And I have my tarot and oracle wish list over on Amazon, where I got these lovely cards, and actually quite a few cards that I've been using today. Quite a few of these have been donated by very kind viewers, very lovely subscribers. One of them was donated by a patron as well, so just thank you to everyone that has donated in whatever way you can, because it really does help out the channel, and it's just such a lovely feeling to know that people care enough to want to do that. I also have an Etsy page as well, so I'm not really offering private readings there at the moment due to personal reasons. I am trying to offer some of them at the weekends, but again, I'm not always able to do that at the moment, so thank you for your kindness and your understanding with regards to that. I am still offering angel healing sessions though, and I am doing some kind of mini readings. Like, I will pick 6 of these affirmation cards to answer a question for you, and I will also do a Wheel of Wisdom spin, so those are available over there. I have an ebook on there as well about tarot cards, how to read tarot cards as people's feelings. So if any of that interests you, definitely go ahead and check out my Etsy page. But with all of that being said, have a lovely month ahead and a lovely rest of your day, group 3s. Thank you so much for spending your time with me here today, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye. Take care.